All right, now we're going to talk about something yummy. This is the Beatrice Bakery 1 pound of Ye Olde English fruit and nut cake for $19.98. Your 3 easy payments here, $6.66. It's M96456. That's the item number here. Now, it's a 1 pound cake, y'all. That is humongous. And not just a 1 pound cake, but we're talking about yummy, yummy, yummy ingredients. What are those ingredients? What about a little bit of butter batter? What about pineapple and raisins and cherries and pecans and English walnuts, all in this yummy confectionery. Now, this is the thing. A lot of people think when you go fruit cake, remember fruitcakes back in the day used to have a really bad rap? They were hard. You know what I mean? Like they were hard and they didn't taste good at all. So the fruit was dry. It wasn't juicy. Yeah, no. So fruitcake got a bad rap back in the day. Well, that's back in the day. That's not done the Beatrice Bakery way. It is decadent. That fruit is delicious. It's just, like I said, it's like the cake batter has been infused with the fruit. So you are tasting all of that yummy pineapple and all of that yummy cherries. And of course, with the pecans and those walnuts in that cake. And it is delicious. It's a pound. So imagine slicing this one up and serving this for your Easter brunch or your Mother's Day brunch, putting this on your dessert tray. You know, tray parties are all the rage. Have y'all been to a tray party yet? I went to one, but the people were not about the theme. I was about the theme. I came ready. I had a tray and I put my little food on the tray. This is one of those ones you can cut it up and have it on that tray ready to go. And a pound, I mean, depending on how big you make those slices, that's gonna feed a lot of people. So again, all that yummy fruit mixed with those really great nuts. Everybody loves pecans and walnuts. Like there's something so meaty about a pecan and a walnut that we like. But then you're getting that juiciness from those cherries. You're getting that plump raisin that we love. And then that pineapple, that sweetness of the pineapple. So good. Look at this. Do you see that cake? Do you see how easy that was for her to cut? Look at, I mean, whole pieces of cherries in there, whole gigantic cherries. And those raisins, like you see everything. And this is what we're talking about. It's moist. All of that fruit and nut, that stuff has been infused inside of that buttery cake batter. Do you see that? So now every single bite, you're gonna get a little bit of that cherry. You're gonna get a little bit of that pineapple, right? You're gonna get a little bit of those nuts in there. And it's filling. And if you're a dunker, oh boy, my husband's a dunker. Imagine having this with your tea or with your coffee in the morning or as your evening snack. And you don't need a lot of it to feel satisfied. That's what's nice about this, right? Because it's so thick and dense with all of that yummy fruit and those nuts in there. A nice little slice, you will feel completely satisfied. We don't have a ton of these to go around. We have about 600 left to go around. I believe you can keep this in your refrigerator for up to 6 months in the refrigerator, and probably longer if you keep it in the freezer. Probably up to a year if you were to keep this in your freezer. But get it home, refrigerate it right away, slice a little bit at a time. That's what you do. You just go in there and you get a little bit as you need it. That's what my husband does. He just goes in, take a little piece off. You know, when he has his evening coffee, he's one of those people that can actually have coffee at night and it doesn't keep him up. But when he has coffee at night, as opposed to during the daytime, like in the morning time when he has his coffee, he can just have his coffee like with his breakfast. But if he does decide to have coffee like at night after dinner, he has to have a little something sweet with it. So that's why he loves a little dunker. He would dunk this right on in that coffee. Stacy Stauffer is here. Come on in, Stacy. I've been rambling on, waiting on you. But oh my gosh, it's been popular.
That's awesome. And it really is an amazing recipe that so many customers requested from Beatrice, because everybody has loved our traditional grandma's fruitcake. That's the one loaded with, of course, all the fruits and nuts that you were showing. But it would have 3 kinds of alcohol: bourbon, brandy, and rum. And it had a boozy flavor and it was great. But some people don't like that, especially kids. So now we have your beautiful coffee cake from Grandma's and Beatrice Bakery, but the yield version. So we took all the alcohol out, but we left in all the amazing fruits and nuts. 67% fruits and nuts that are packed into one of these beautiful 1 pound loaves, and all that all butter rich flavor. So I know sometimes your crew could do some fancy camera work, but if you can get close to looking right here in front of me,
Oh,
I want to
wow.
walk you through
Yes, please.
all the fruits and nuts. Yeah. Okay. Starting off here, we'll go right into the juicy glacé pineapple. It's plump. It tastes tropical, very sweet, but not overpowering. So it's loaded with that. Then we have these beautiful, crunchy California walnuts. Then the star that you really see when you cut in a slice,
Yes.
these gorgeous, ripe Michigan glacé cherries, the best of the best. If you love a maraschino cherry, this is what that taste is going to be like, but not overly sweet because everything is so high end and so well done. We give you two kinds of raisins, golden California raisins and then our dark raisins. And in between, another nut, we have our crunchy southern pecan. Again, 67% fruits and nuts that when you look at these and you slice them, you can see the whole pieces of those cherries and the pineapples and the nuts on top. And this is a recipe and a company that has a storied tradition. First of all, Beatrice Bakery is located in Beatrice, Nebraska. That's a small town in the Midwest, right in America's heartland. What's beautiful about that is two grandsons about 100 years ago were going through their grandmother's attic, found her trunk, and found her fruitcake recipe, which they knew and loved. And they formed the company on that recipe. Again, the original had the alcohol in it. Now, for Mother's Day, for Easter, so all the young ones and everybody, especially during the daytime, can enjoy this fruitcake that's absolutely loaded just without the alcohol. And everything is done by hand in terms of placing of the nuts, getting them
Mm,
into the batter. They go by hand through the nuts and everything so you don't get shells into the pieces because there's
right,
nothing worse than getting a shell of a walnut when you bite into a cake.
right.
And then they slow bake them, and we'll take you right to the bakery. So there it is. This is an all butter batter too. So super, super moist, doesn't get dried out. These are the bakers, some that have been there more than 40 years, going through everything by hand, pouring the batter, gently folding in those beautiful fruits and nuts, going through the shells like you saw there, and then again, slow baking this. So really all the flavors develop beautifully. It comes nicely packaged. Unfortunately, here's the package, but I had to remove it
Right.
to have my fruitcake samples here for you. But comes beautifully packaged. It ships directly from Beatrice right to your door, and it ships ambient. And there's really nothing there. That's a beautiful representation of the packaging. So great hostess gift as well. But here's the thing, you don't have to do anything special.
Right.
This will stay good in the pantry or on your countertop for 6 months, unopened on your countertop 6 months. Once you open it, I want you to enjoy it within a week. But again, it's so soft, so moist. I know your husband would take this and dunk it,
Oh, yeah,
Tonifa,
he's a dunker.
but really, you do not look at the cherry. I mean, these big whole pieces. Look at all the fruits and nuts.
It's
You don't
massive.
have
I mean,
to
it's
dunk them.
completely
Yeah.
filled. It is completely, that's what I said earlier about it. I mean, look at that. When you cut that open, all you see is the fruits and the nuts in that little cake. Like, it is literally just enveloped, engulfed in fruit and in nuts. We only have about 400 to go around, and not just inside, but look on top as well. Like, it's not skimped anywhere from the top to the bottom of that loaf. So don't wait. But then that gorgeous, yummy butter batter. Oh, come on. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that is just delicious. It's $6.66 to get home on an Easy Pay. Get it home now. Enjoy it now if you want to. If somebody was getting this, Stacy, and they wanted to eat it, let's say for Easter or Mother's Day, you say it can store on the counter, they'll be just fine. What if they wanted to freeze it? Can it last in the freezer?
You could go ahead and put it in the freezer, but if I would say you've got 6 months in the pantry,
Yeah,
that's going to be
that's a
best
lot.
for it wrapped. Here is one thing I do want to add. When you are ready to serve this, Why don't you should go ahead, put it in the refrigerator and chill it, because what you'll do is you'll get some nice clean slices.
Nice.
So it is best served and sliced, chilled, and a
Yes.
little bit of cooled,
Nice.
which is really nice. So that is the way to do it. But and here's another thing too. If you aren't entertaining or taking this for a holiday or special occasion, a charcuterie board. If you love to eat meats and cheeses, add this, because of the fruits breaks up the richness of the cheese
Right.
and the saltiness of, a chorizo or a prosciutto. So it's a really nice fruit add,
Listen,
easy fruit
this is
add
what I'm gonna
by
do.
adding just little pieces like this. I cut them
Stacey,
up
I'm gonna take
squares.
that thing and I'm gonna throw it in the microwave for like 10 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds, and let it just get a little warmth, a little heat to it. And I put whipped cream on everything. And so I make whipped
Ooh,
cream fresh in my little Vitamix because it's so easy. So I'm gonna probably top that thing warm out of the microwave with a little bit of whipped cream on it, just a little dollop, right? Why
yeah, or a little
not?
powdered sugar.
Yes,
Little powdered
please.
sugar,
Yes.
or a little vanilla icing. You can get that
Yes.
soft. You got to do a
What about your little
glaze. Yeah.
hazelnut spread? Hello. Drizzle
Oh,
some of
yeah.
that on there.
Oh, and now you were talking about chocolate earlier, adding that to your baked beans.
Yes. Have you heard of that
You could
before?
I have not, but I'm
Okay.
gonna try it, because I love the idea, because I think
Good.
with butter, all the butter and the chocolate, like you could do a little chocolate
Oh,
sauce
yeah,
on this.
yeah.
We actually make a chocolate version of the traditional fruit cake. So I know I can vouch that the chocolate and the fruit cake
Oh, yeah.
go good together.
Oh, listen, chocolate and fruit. Come on now. That's just
I know, right?
a match made in heaven. Like, come on. Throw your caramel spread on there, right? A little caramel drizzle. Throw the hazelnut drizzle. Throw your chocolate drizzle on there. You can really kind of make this whatever you want. If you want to bump up those flavors a little bit more, why not? The sky is the limit. But get it home. It's going to be great. I love what you said about cutting it up into little blocks and adding it to that charcuterie board. If you have to do the dessert for, the Mother's Day brunch or Easter brunch or something, you go ahead and cut this thing up and bring it. Like, Stacey, that'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. It's stunning. It's a center of the table item that you can have that people will be intrigued, especially if they've never had Beatrice's fruitcake, because you're right. It used to be kind of a joke, like, oh, nobody wants
Yes,
the
it's
fruitcake.
true.
In the office swap, present exchange. This will absolutely change your mind. And again, no booze added to this. We removed that, but kept all those fruits and nuts and the butter batter. It's for everybody to enjoy at any time of day.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, fruitcake has come a long way. We only have about 250 left. We started with 700. We have 250 left.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, these are flying out of here. So what an opportunity to get this home. I mean, it literally is like you've gone to a bakery. They bake this fresh the night before. Or that morning of, right? And you're going into that bakery and you're buying this yummy cake that you're going to be able to serve to your family and your friends. Get it home, give it a try. That's what's really nice about when you shop for food here at QVC. We bring you literally like these kind of, small businesses, these farmers market kind of businesses. We have some big ones too, but it's so nice when we can bring you something home like this that's so unique and people go, what? A fruit cake? I never would have thought. I know. I'm telling you, you got to get it home and give it a try. And people are, and they love it. And the fact that you can get it home for $6 and change on an easy pay, get home the fruit. It's fruit and nuts. I said this earlier about Germac, the best combination. Fruit and nut is something about it that we just love, Stacey.
Yeah, great. And you know what? At 1 pound, this loaf, I know when you look at it, you're thinking, oh, is that going to be enough? You can get 11 long, thick slices with this. Or if you do kind of the squares like I did, like this, I got 15 to 16 of these squares.
Perfect.
So, and because it's so packed with fruits and nuts,
Right.
which are very filling,
Right.
and it's dense and rich, a little bit goes a long way.
That's what I said,
Trust me,
yeah.
You're satisfied. It's like a two biter, and you're like, I'm feeling good.
Perfect. That's what I'm telling you, because it's so dense with all of that fruit and nuts, you just get that one little square, done. You know what I mean? That's all you need. And sometimes I love that too, because that helps you out with your portion sizes. Sometimes that's all we want. We just want a couple of bites of something, with a little sweetness to it. So this is good. We only have 150 left now. It is, Stacey, we might sell out of this before the end of our show. We have 150 left. That's it. We started with 700 of these, so they are really, really popular today.
That's awesome. And I do urge that if you're on the fence and contemplating it, please give it a try. We do not bring the Ye Olde fruitcake around very often. We do save it for this time of year. And because everything is done so well, and a lot of this, the slow bake